It's a beautiful bacon day, Cookie Crusaders. Today we're going to be covering the Black Pearl Islands. I want to go ahead and show you guys where I've started, and I didn't want to go too far because I wanted to kind of give you guys a rundown of what I've gone through and what my thought line process was, as well as go through some further content to show you. So as you can see, we all start in a different area. We get randomized boards, so it's not that you can necessarily pre-plan out the locations, and that's okay, but what you can do is you can kind of see as you go that specific things will pop up, whether it be battles, minigames, altars, or obstacles that prevent you from going further. So for instance, if you look down here, there was an altar that I did miss, but I didn't know if I could move backwards or not, so I wasn't sure if it was safe to go for that. Which, after going through and discovering, you cannot move backwards, so I'm actually happy that I didn't do that, because running into an obstacle or being unable to pass would make it so that I'd have to either give up on the voyage and start again. So, that is something important to note, is that you cannot move backwards. Additionally, the chests, the altars, they're all going to be very helpful for you. So if you see some pop up, it's worth going for. But in an instance like this, we went from this block to the altar and then back over. We couldn't have gotten to the pet there for the rewards, so we had to go this way instead. So if we go up to here, I'll show you the altar effects that I have currently. I have picked these specific ones, and the reason is we're running Summon Team. Summoner Team seems to be probably about the most efficient team to run in this mode right now, especially if you want to run Masters, because don't forget the Masters has all the debuffs and all the downscaling so that your team is not wildly overpowered in accordance to the matches. But if you feel that you either want to be overpowered or you want to ensure victory or you just don't have high enough powered things, run it on normal mode instead. Now, if you do run it on normal mode, you will get lesser rankings and lesser coin rewards, so that's not specifically in your benefit, so do keep that in mind. Another huge thing to also keep in mind is that your coins, however you accumulate them, whether it be through battle, minigame, whatever, they're going to matter for repairing your ship. As you can see, it's going to take 4,500 coins if I want to repair right now. So please do keep this in mind as well. So we're going to go ahead and hit this minigame here, and we're going to see how we can do. Alright, so this one is the Stormy Sea move around. I quite enjoy this one. Try not to get hit by the lightning. And if you can, get the hearts every chance you get, because they are going to continue to keep your movement going. As you can see, higher levels of the lightning have stuff like this where it's moving, and that's going to be just a little bit harder in the battles compared to the red lightning, which is just a singular shock. So I'm really loving this game mode. I don't know about you, but I find it really fun. And I think the best strategy here is just get these hearts as much as you can, dash as often as you can without necessarily exhausting your dash capabilities, so that way you can collect all the coins and all the different hearts and have just the full benefit as much as you can for the match. Best thing is to do is just to make it to the end of the time if you can. As you can see, we couldn't make it to the last 5 seconds because of the lightning, so we're going to go ahead and try again. See if we can run that better. So this is Shocking Stormy Sea level 4. So level 1, probably a lot easier. Level 4, as we can see, is harder. And I've been told that you can change cookies for this mode. I don't know if that's true or if you have to use Ginger Brave. So that's something we can definitely look for, but not something I can confirm or deny at the moment. The joystick controls are a little bit touchy, so I'm not sure if they're still working out the kink on that or if there's just a patch that they need to run, but sometimes I do get some misclicks because of the joysticks. So I try to not lift my finger unless I absolutely need to once I have the joystick running. And as you can see, we're dashing when applicable so that we can keep our health in line and keep getting the coins. We've only got a few more seconds to last until the round is over. And if we do, we should be able to at least claim victory. Even though it's not all the coins that we wanted, it is still victory. So you have to not run out of the heart, but just rather run out of the time. So we got victory on that one. And as we can see here, we've got a battle, we've got an altar, and we got a reward. If we go to the reward right now, we're actually going to be stuck in a way that we can't get back around unless we can diagonally go to the battle, which I don't believe that we can. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to the altar first. We're going to look at our stuff. We've got a summon team. That's our main focus. So team gains a buff granting attack speed 3% per stack. It's decent. Summon creatures lifetime extra. That's good. But place charge cookies 4 times by plus 48% attack for charge cookies. So here's the thing. Since we know we need coins to repair our ship, we're going to choose the free option for now for the charge, because that'll benefit Crunchy Chip Cookie. Even though the summon lifetime would be super helpful, we just can't afford that right now. Granted, we did just get a supply surplus of coins, but we weren't able to guarantee that. So we are running master modes. We have minimum cookie level is 60. The topping bonds, costume sets, guild level, all of that is going to be deactivated for this mode. And then, of course, there's debuff resistance increase, HP shield capacity decrease, and the healing decrease overall for the mode. So that's all going to matter. But, like I said, the summon team seems to be doing a really good job for this mode altogether. As you can see, they've already got some buffs and debuffs on them. And the good thing is, because this mode is separate from the traditional master mode, you do not need to have every cookie survive. It's optimal, obviously, but it's not a 1, 2, and 3 star setup where you need to have all the cookies survive. And so that's a very helpful thing, because you can go through, and as long as at least one cookie survives and you get to the end, then you're good. So let's go ahead and do this minigame. This one's the jumping one. I'm a little bit more familiar with this thanks to the Sonic event. We do have to meet the conditions in the top left corner and try not to get completely destroyed during our run. So as most of you may know, you can do 1 click for a single jump, 2 clicks for a double jump, like higher, such as that. And you want to try and time the slides to collect all the things, because in the top corner you do have a specific requirement of items or coins to gather so that you can actually finish out the run successfully. Because just getting to the end of the run doesn't mean that you have met all the requirements, as most of them have extra conditions, such as like coin gathering or surviving with a certain amount of health or something of that nature. That all is going to matter. So do consider that when you are running this specific run game. And our requirements here are to survive and to also have 700 coins by the end, which it looks like we did meet both of the conditions. Yes, we had just a little bit of energy left. Okay, we did not meet the conditions. We must have not had enough energy. So let's go through it again. It's good to see me fail at this, so that way you guys have a better update and understanding of how to approach these minigames, because they're going to be different for everybody, as they're designed a little bit differently for everybody, but the overall principle of how to play them is going to be the same. And of course, I haven't done the actual running and coin jumping in quite a while, so I'm not necessarily practiced as others may be, and that's okay. But main goal, survive, get there, get over 700 coins, and we will be okay. So we're just thinking about timing and about health, which the hearts are going to be your energy and how you can guarantee that you'll have enough energy by the end. Every time you hit an obstacle, like I've done a couple times, that's going to be what lowers your energy, so try to avoid those if you can. Otherwise, you may not end up passing the overall course requirements. But I'm personally loving the minigames so far. They're a delight to have, something more to do. They're definitely fun to continue moving through the game and getting more progress. As you can see, this time we did meet the requirements, both 700 coins and energy left. And it's really fun. I like that it's got an element that's almost like a roguelike, I think is a good way to put it. Because we're moving piece by piece through almost like a dungeon. So, inflict a debuff increase of crit damage received by 1% upon critical hit. That's a decent one. When enemy is attacked by a cookie, the cookie deals extra damage equal to 15% of the attack. Honestly, I think we're going to go ahead and do that, because that's a lot of power for a summon team, and it's an epic one, so it's going to be helpful in a lot of ways. And if we're looking here, yes, we could go get this treasure chest, and yes, we could go get the seahorse, but then we would have to get through a whirlpool. So instead, we're going to go ahead and go here, and I do see a chest on the next one over that we can get to. That was awesome, though, because we got a repair for free there without having to spend coins. And you're going to need the keys for the chests. If you don't have the keys, don't go for the chests unless you have to cross that way. But otherwise, you need the keys to specifically get through. So we're getting to our next boss monster. And we are doing the master mode version. So this one has the scissor slash, the snip snips, the thorn attacks, and the thorn throws. It's got 165k power, pretty good. I think our team's going to be higher than it if we look. Yeah, 640 versus their 160. So we're still well above the power requirements. That's something you can check, and honestly, I recommend that you do check if you want to make sure that you should survive and beat the battle. Because remember, you don't have to have everyone survive, just the majority. We're running Cream Puff also in our summoner team because we want an extra healer. Because sometimes you do need extra healing in the summon team, but the reason we're not running Cream Unicorn or Pure Vanilla is that we want wave clearance, and Cream Puff can do really good for that specific thing. As you can see, this boss is still very powerful overall for our team. We are definitely running against a lot of opposition power. It looks like it's not actually going to be enough. That's okay. I think we can make a slight adjustment, and this time we're going to try using the new legendary and see if that makes a big difference. So even though the healing's super helpful for us, we're going to run in with a legendary to see if that makes a difference. Mostly because of the attack speed reduction, healing reduction, and the overall movement reduction too. That's all going to be very helpful to give us a little bit of an extra chance to take out this enemy, because there is some healing going on. And Pumpkin Pie also reduces healing, so between those two, hopefully that will be enough to actually take out the boss completely. And it looks like still not enough damage going through and not enough actual protection for the team. So that's okay. If we look at it here, Black Pearl did not do much and Pumpkin Pie did not do much. So we're going to actually just not use a summon team this time, and that's okay. We'll remake the summon team so that we can come back to it easy, and then we will go over and pull the save team and make those adjustments. So instead of the pin cushion, we're going to go ahead and use the swan feather, and we will use Financier for more protection, and we will use Vampire, because Vampire's a great boss handler. Also, don't forget that toppings are disabled. So if you are wondering, wait, why can't I adjust toppings? You're running cookies with no toppings. So do consider that when you're fighting these battles. That means Oyster's going to summon less minions, they're going to have less attack, you're going to have less speed on your cooldowns, so that's all going to make a difference. Definitely consider that. We may have to not do Master Mode if we can't beat it, but we're definitely giving it our best shot. And that's why we did want to run the feather this time. That way we have a secondary chance for the first cookie that perishes, which will either be cotton or oyster. And Financier is keeping vampire alive, as well as boosting vampire and dealing that high critical damage against the boss too. So even though we wanted the summon team to work, because the summon team's been working for the majority of the islands, looks like this is going to be the team set up just for this boss. Probably not what we're going to use for the next round, but that's okay. It'll at least work for the boss round and help us take it out. So as you can see, that's just thinking on the fly there. The team doesn't work at first. You get 5 chances. It's okay to fail. If you fail every single time, obviously that's going to hurt you, but it is okay to fail just the first few times. So let's go ahead and move on to the next area and see what we have ahead of us. So that is likely a heal in the top left corner, and we have another exclamation in the bottom right. Both could be pretty viable. We see an altar over this way, but then there's a specialty cloud that's covered up this direction. So we're going to take the chance and go up this direction. So we get coins, not a heal, that's okay. And let's go ahead and do the minigame, and then we can move over to the chest. And then as you can see, we're going to repair soon too. Okay, so Stormy Sea level 5, and we have blocked off ways that we have to go up through these directions. Okay, I am digging that. So we have to definitely think about our timing and our positions, as if we get caught in these corners like that, we're going to get zapped. Now we've got moving ones too. So it looks like there's a health one. That helps. The main thing is surviving. If we can just survive, it's okay if we don't technically get coins. We want to get coins because that's the way we actually get a chance to do well and get points and keep well. But if you can't, sometimes it's just about surviving. So that's the first thing. Survive is the first thing. If you can do that first, then you'll get a victory. Even if it's not a great victory, you'll still get a victory. So do consider that when you're doing these mini games, because there's definitely some coins that I want to try and go get, but I am blocked in by a lot of obstacles. But we did end up taking it still. So last thing I'm going to do before we move on is we're going to repair. It's going to take 4,500 coins, but we want to keep going. So I hope this video has been helpful for you guys. I know it's a little bit of a longer one, but there's kind of a lot to explain specifically in this. Don't forget, your altar effects are going to be really how you continue to move forward. Your coins are going to be how you can repair. Your score, if you look at the rankings, your score is going to be determining how far you get and what your rewards are. If you can get up to the top 1%, you can get a full Black Pearl cookie if you have not unlocked her. And, sorry, not a full one, you need 20. You can get halfway to a full one, which is pretty nice. And even if you unlock Black Pearl, you still get enough soul stones to help push you towards promoting Black Pearl if you've already unlocked her. So, I love they have these event rewards going on right now. I love that there's, tactical decision making between this. Like, we're going to go ahead and get this chest and then get this altar. Probably try to move over to this shine spot. So you can kind of gauge between specific spots. The main thing is the red points are your bosses. So consider where the red points are, because if you don't go towards that direction and you get caught up by these cliffs, you're going to actually be in a pickle when it comes to repairing and direction and everything. So do consider that. But I hope this video has been helpful for you. I'm loving this mode. I'd love to hear your opinions on this game mode and what you think of it. But overall, it's been a blast for me. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching, and have a wonderful day.